Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we'll be doing another full body yoga routine to make sure just to hit every single muscle and stretch every part that we can just to keep our daily habit going. But to begin, we'll start off in a child's pose with our knees as wide as the mat or closer, big toes touching. And we're just going to sink our head and our chest all the way down to the mat, hands lying right in front of us. Then we just close our eyes, take a few breaths, and we just settle in. Just forgetting about everything outside of the mat as we just dedicate the next 20 minutes to ourselves. Feeling your ribs expand with every inhale, and gently sighing it all out through the mouth. And shifting our weight over to the left, we're going to bring our left hand just outside the mat and moving our right hand onto our left, giving ourselves a nice little gentle stretch going on in the right. And shifting over to the right side, right hand outside the mat, left hand on top of right. You're feeling a nice lengthening going on in your left ribs. And coming back to center, we're going to shift our weight forward, coming onto our hands and our knees for a tabletop position. We're going to go through some cat cows. So taking a deep inhale, we're going to lift our chest, dipping our bellies down. And as we do, we're going to shift our weight slightly back. As we exhale, bringing chin to chest, rounding our backs out as we shift our weight forwards. Just go in this nice little back and forth motion. And we just match our movements with our breath. Going through one last round. And you can meet me back in a neutral spine. We're going to shift our weight onto the right side as we lift our left hand up, reaching for the sky. As we inhale, and then as we exhale, threading our hand between our right hand and right knee as we sink our chest, shoulders, and our head down as we come for thread the needle. And coming back up to all fours, move on to the other side. Right hand reaching up nice and high for the sky. And exhaling to thread our needle. Bring our right shoulder and right ear all the way down. Coming back up. Then we're going to shift our weight just slightly forward as we bring our chest down to the mat, laying completely forward. We're going to place our forearms down, lifting our chest up, pulling our shoulders back for Sphinx pose. And then as we exhale, bring your hands back down to below shoulders, lifting our hips up. We can come into our very first downward facing dog. In our down dog, you maybe just want to start walking your dog out a little bit, pedaling one foot at a time. You can maybe even sway your hips from side to side, or you can just stay in stillness, whichever feels most comfortable and natural for your body. And then when you're ready, we're going to start with our right leg, kicking it up nice and high, keeping your legs straight for a three-legged dog. Then as you exhale, you're going to place your foot between your hands as we lower our back knee and lifting our chest up for a low lunge. And you can even cactus your arms out to the side and give yourself a little bit of a gentle back bend. You lean just slightly back. Coming slightly forward, we're going to place our hands out around our right foot. Then straightening our back leg, we're going to come to a runner's lunge with the aim of keeping your back nice and straight and making a straight line from the base of your head all the way down to your heels. You're just going to hold here, focusing on our breath. And then placing your left palm down, and with your right hand, you're going to reach up as you come into an easy twist. Opening your heart out to the right. And really trying to focus on pulling your right shoulder as far back as you can. You can bring your right hand back, and you're going to kick your right leg back to your left foot. We're going to come into a plank as we hold for an inhale. And as we exhale, you have the option of either keeping your legs straight or you can lower them down to the mat again. We chaturanga down, laying our whole front bodies down to the mat. And on your inhale, you can either come into a Sphinx again or keep your hands where they are, pushing your chest up for a cobra. Before exhaling, tucking your toes and coming into your downward facing dog. You can move on to the other side, left leg kicking up nice and high. And then as we exhale, foot between our hands, as we lower our back knee, coming to our low lunge with our cactus arms and our gentle little back bend. Placing our fingers right by our right foot, tucking our back toes and lifting our back knee, coming to a runner's lunge, really trying to focus on keeping a nice straight back with your chest close to your left thigh. Then right palm down to mat, left hand reaching up as high as you can to the sky. Then bring your left hand down, kicking back into a plank, holding for an inhale, and exhaling as we go through our chaturanga. Inhale for a back bend of choice. You can either go for cobra or you can lift your thighs up for an upward facing dog. Before exhaling, tucking our toes as we lift our hips for our downward facing dog. Great stuff. Once more, starting with your right foot kicking up nice and high. And this I'm going to bend our leg and lifting our hip up, stacking our right hip over our left to make our right knee the highest point of our body before exhaling and placing our foot between our hands once more. And this I'm keeping our back knee off the ground. Then lift up into a high crescent lunge, hands above your head, hips square and facing forward. And then twisting our bodies to the left, bringing our back heel down and opening our arms out to the sides as we come into a warrior two, making a nice straight line between our fingers. And flipping our front palm and throwing it over our head to reverse our warrior. With our backhand, we can either place it on our back thigh or we can wrap it behind our backs for half a bind. Coming back into a warrior two, we're going to flip our palms so they face towards the left side of the mat and straightening our front leg. We're going to push our left hip back and tuck our hands, our right hand down, left hand coming up as we come into a triangle pose, Trikonasana, as our right hand comes over to our right foot. Really focusing on trying to keep a nice straight line between your fingers and trying to not slouch your left shoulder forward. And then we're going to cartwheel our hands down to the mat, kicking back into our plank. And once more, exhale to go down. Inhale for your back bend of choice. And exhale for your downward facing dog. Left side, left leg kicking up nice and high, bending your knee as you come into our split dog, holding it for an inhale. Then as you exhale, hand between feet, foot between hands, lifting up into your high crescent lunge. Really engaging your core, trying to keep your balance. Toes facing forward. And opening up. Left hand forward, right hand back, coming into your warrior two, pulling your shoulders back, really standing up nice and straight. And then flipping your front palm, throwing it up and over your head. Right hand down to your leg or wrapping it as we reverse our warrior. Coming back into our warrior two, flipping our palms and straightening our front leg as we bring our left hand down, right hand going up. Once more for our triangle pose. And finally, bring the hands down to frame our front foot, kicking one last time into our high plank, and going to our last vinyasa for the practice. You guys in your downward facing dog, you can come meet me at a forward fold, walking your hands back to the back of the mat. You just let our whole upper body hang nice and loose. You just maybe sway from side to side. You can even grab your elbows for a ragdoll. You just feel a nice little gentle release in our lower back. And then releasing your elbows. Inhale, we're going to lift our chest up halfway, making sure to keep our back nice and straight. And as you exhale, folding back forward, you can maybe even grab the back of your legs and aim to try and bring our chest a little bit closer towards our knees before releasing and relaxing. And then from our forward fold, you can come meet me in the full standing position. Palms facing forward, feet nice and grounded as we come into our Tadasana. You just take a moment, checking in on how our body feels. And then as we exhale, we can open our eyes. I'm going to find a point in front of us just to help with our balance. As we step forward with our right leg, and then as we lean forward, we're going to keep our left leg straight, leaning our whole body forward, coming into a T shape, focusing on trying to keep your hips nice and square. And with your hands, you can either hold them behind your back, keep them in heart center, or you can hold them out in front of you as you come into our warrior three. Focusing on trying to keep a nice straight line with your hands all the way to your feet. And from our warrior three, we're going to keep here and lean a little bit more forward as you bring our left hand over to our right foot and right hand next to us as we lift our legs up as high as we can for our standing splits. And then releasing, bring our left foot down as you stand up straight and move on to the other side. Weight coming into your left foot, right leg gently floating off the mat. As you once more lean forward, keeping our legs nice and straight. Coming into our T shape for our warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Finding the spot in front of you, just to focus on to help you keep your balance. And once more, leaning down, bring your right hand to your left foot, left hand for balance, as you kick up our right leg while standing splits. And then release, bringing your foot back down, and staying in your forward fold. So now heel toe your feet a little bit out to the side. Your toes are outside the mat, but your heels are still in. And we can just slowly sway your hips, bring them down. You can come meet me in a yogi squat. And then with your hands, you can either keep them at heart center, you can just let them hang out to the side. And from our yogi squats, we can sit down, bringing the bottom of our feet together. We're going to let our knees fall down. You take an inhale to really straighten our back. Then as we exhale, folding forward, aiming to bring our chest as close to our feet as possible. Before relaxing, placing our hands out in front of us for a butterfly forward fold. Coming up to sit up straight. And come meet me lying on your backs, knees still bent. And remove our heels as close to our bums as we can, to a point where we can touch our heels. And we'll start by lifting our hips up off the mat, and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, lifting our backs off as we come into a bridge pose, tucking our chins, making sure there's a nice straight line from our knees all the way down to our shoulders. And you can either stay here or you can add some extra variations, crossing your hands below your back, and maybe even lifting your heels up and coming onto your tippy toes. Placing our heels back down and gently lowering our backs. And then from here, we can just windscreen wipe our legs from side to side, just getting a nice little release in our backs and our lower spine. Before straightening your legs out, arms at your sides, you come into the final pose of the practice of Shavasana. Clearing your minds, letting everything drift away. We just relax every muscle, tendon, and bone in our bodies. And slowly you can bring your awareness back into your body, feeling your chest rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. You can start by wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving your head from side to side. Just gently wake up our bodies. You can choose to either remain lying on your back, or you can meet in a seated position, eyes still closed, or you can hold a soft gaze. You just take a moment to reflect, notice any differences, how we're feeling, and just giving ourselves a nice little mental tap on the back for looking after ourselves and making time for ourselves. And finally, with one last breath, we can bring our palms together at our center as we exhale, bowing down to close our practice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found some benefits, something you can incorporate into your daily lives. And once more, hope to see you guys again next time on the Yoga Mat.